Hola clase. In this video we are going to see another derivation rule called the chain rule. The chain rule allows me to derivate composite functions. Remember, a composite is a function of a function, and there is a video on how to identify them. And the chain rule tells me that those functions that are nesting are going to chain in the derivation. That's what is called a chain rule. So it tells me that if I've got a function, let's call it h of x, that it's a composite, is the function of g of x. To derivate h prime of x is f prime of g of x times g prime of x. Or if you want to write it in Leibniz notation, if I want the derivation in terms of x, it's dy over du times du over dx, and those things chain until I'm left with dx. Okay. We are working only with two layers. You can have as many as you want. You will keep on going until at the very end you've got g prime of x. That's all there is. We're not going to prove it in this video. We're going to focus on how to use it. So I've got an example there. Imagine that they give me this. Y equals x squared plus 5x, all of that to the power of 7. By now, I know my sum rule and I know how to derive polynomials. So if we want, I could expand that, but this is at term 7. That means I'm going to end with 8 terms here, all of which ones I have to differentiate. If I use the chain rule, what I need to do is identify which one is f and which one is g. This one is the closest to it. This is my g of x. It's this polynomial that by itself makes a function. Therefore, which one is f of g of x? F of, let's call it u, it's this term to the power of 7. So these two are much easier to derive than all of it. I can get g prime of x. This is just differentiating a polynomial, so it could give me 2x plus 5. And f prime of u could be 7u to the power of 6. Therefore, f prime of g of x, I would just need to substitute that extra variable that I used there for the g of x. So it would give me 7, g of x. All of that to the power of 6. Of course, when you've got practice, you don't have to write every single piece. We just writing them so you see. Okay, so my chain rule tells me that y prime is going to be f prime of g of x. So it's going to be 7 g of x, all of these, x squared plus 5x, all of that to the power of 6, times. Now I'm going to put the times there, not that we would write it. G of x prime. What's that? Well, that's 2x plus 5. This is the derivation. Then, of course, I could simplify. Why would I? If they don't ask me, I don't simplify. This is much faster than trying to do that by polynomials. So remember, step 1, identify, is it a composite? Do I see the nesting pattern? If it is, I need to identify g of x and then identify f of g of x. If I need, I write them. For each one of them, I derivate, and they're going to be easier than the original. This is a polynomial, derivate. This is a polynomial as well, derivate as well. If I need, substitute g of x so I know how it looks. Next step, put everything together. And what I've got here, it's that rule. This is f prime of g of x times g prime of x. Chain rule applied. Thanks for watching.